Hey everyone, so I wanted to share a story with you guys real quick. I actually have to thank a Turo host out in Atlanta by the name of Brandon who sent me this article the other day. So thank you so much for sharing that with me and thinking of me. That was really awesome of you. Just a couple of days ago, Turo CEO Andre did an interview with Yahoo Finance, just kind of talking about the climate of the business and what Turo's performance has been thus far this year. And it was actually really informative. I am going to attach the link to the article in the description down below because this is the type of information that I wish Turo would share with their hosts more often, because it tells you a lot about where the company is at and how they're doing and what direction that they're headed in. And it was a great interview that he did with Yahoo Finance, very telling and quite transparent, in fact. So some points out of the article or the interview that I thought were interesting is they talked about their Q2, Q3 revenues. So in Q2, they saw about a 25% decline, which was, in the midst of the pandemic. So March, April, May is really the months that we're looking at there. And I'm surprised to see that it was only like a 25% drop. I would have thought that it was significantly more, with the way that as a host, I felt the business was affected and saw other hosts in my area being affected. So it's good that it was only 25% and not worse. And then another really interesting thing is that he said in Q3, they actually hit a major revenue milestone. I think it was one of their most profitable quarters. They did 50 million in revenue, which is crazy, right? Especially given how the year has been. And it makes total sense because Q3 for me as a host, and I know a lot of hosts in my area, was killer. I mean, the market was so hot. I was so busy getting super high day rates. It was great. The thing that sparks my curiosity about that is I would love to know what drove that demand in the market and why that quarter did so well. What is the reason for that, given that travel was still somewhat limited? We're still in the pandemic. It wasn't exactly resolved. I personally can't explain it either. I don't know what happened, but it was definitely seemed to be like a blip on the radar, at least in my own personal experience of hosting during those months. So it was really interesting to hear that. And then finally, one of the things that the interview touched upon was talking about how some of these other marketplaces, peer-to-peer marketplaces, were going public, such as Airbnb, which has been in the news lately. And so the interviewer was asking Andre if Turo was thinking about taking that direction. And he did say that it's something that's in the talks and, something that they would consider. Of course, there's pros and cons to going public, and but of course, nothing concrete in terms of what Turo would do. So my question really for all of you guys out there, or I guess two questions, is one, what do you think drove the demand in Q3 for Turo? And two, do you think that Turo would go public in 2021? What is the probability that they would do that? And I also wonder, if they did do something like that, how would it affect the marketplace? So a really interesting interview. I thought it was great, really informative. Like I mentioned, I'm going to put the link to the interview down in my description below. And I'm really tired, so I need to go to bed. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth watching. It's only about 7 or 8 minutes, so it's really quick. Watch the video or read the transcript. Both are in the link that I'm putting down below. And I would really love to get your guys' thoughts on it and tell me what you guys think about the questions that I pose. All right, you guys, on that note, that is it. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care, and thank you so much for watching.